Hello everybody, I hope everyone is doing well and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be filming a full face of Fenty Beauty. I should have put all this in a bigger container, but I already committed. Here are all the products I'm going to be using today. I've been wanting to do this video for such a long time, and I want to say a thank you to the Fenty Beauty team for sending over some product to fill in the blanks so I can complete this video. They were so helpful and sweet, and I super appreciate it. So before we get into today's video, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It means so much to me, and let's get to it. So the first product I'm going to be going in with is of course the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop Skin Tint. This has quickly become one of my holy grail base products. It just looks good all the time in any condition. I'm using the shade 8 today, and I'm going to be putting this on with my fingertips first, then I'm going to kind of help it out with a brush, then a sponge. It's a little bit extra, but I find that I get a perfect application that way. I rave about the skin tint all the time. It's no stranger to my channel. I feel like you guys already know how much I love this product. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about Fenty Beauty because I have so much love and admiration for them. And I also have some nostalgia connected to them as well. So the week that I moved out of Alberta to Vancouver all by myself to attend makeup school at Blanche Macdonald was the same week that Fenty Beauty launched. And I remember how magical that week felt to me because walking downtown Vancouver, there was posters everywhere of Fenty Beauty. It was so hyped because they were launching a mega shade range and the industry hasn't seen that before. So it felt like such a perfect moment to start going to makeup school in that kind of makeup climate as well. It was just such a neat time in my life. I also love how they kicked the industry's ass and put them in their place. Fenty really helped the industry become a lot more inclusive very quickly, and I thought it was really interesting to see and pretty funny to see competing brands come out with these mega shade ranges. Like I remember there's a few brands that launched foundation ranges that had like 100+ shades in them. So it was just so interesting to see that quick shift just in a couple of months. It just was such a neat time. So those are a few reasons why I love the brand so much. They've made such an incredible impact on the beauty community and I just live for it. So now I'm going to be going in with a Bright Fix. This is an eye brightener. So it pretty much just brightens up your under eye, and they also offer some shades to correct anything underneath. You can use this under concealer or as your concealer. I personally really love using this just as a concealer. I feel like this product is quite polarizing. I feel like people either hate it or love it. I do have 3 shades here. The one that I purchased a while back was Golden Ivory 2, and that's a little bit light, so I'm going to be trying a different shade today. They kindly sent over these 2 shades, Butter 05 and Melon 06. I'm going to try Butter. I love butter, just as a random side note. It's very yellowy, so I just want to see if this is going to work. I'm just going to take a tiny bit. It might be a little bit too yellow. Like I feel like this would be like an actual corrector for me. You know what? I'm just going to roll with it because I am going to be using the actual concealer today as well. I want to see how these products layer on top of one another. I personally really like this formula. It's very thin, allows your under eyes to kind of shine through. So it looks very natural. I really like using this on days that I'm not wearing any foundation and I just want to brighten it up down there. It's very no makeup vibes. The one thing that I will say is I don't really love the packaging. For example, with my older one here, like it tends to really squirt out and I get wasted product that way. So I feel like the packaging could be better. I don't mean to flip you guys off, by the way, but now that it's blended out, it's honestly not that bad. I thought it was going to be very yellow under there, but it's not. I honestly really like the combination I have on right now. I am going to add a bit more coverage, but that is it for the Bright Fix. I feel like this is just as polarizing as the Glossier Skin Tint. You're either going to love it or hate it. It's just what it is. So now for the concealer, I'm going to be using the shade 190. I remember trying this out in the past, but I don't remember my thoughts on it. I feel like my preferences have changed over the course of my YouTube career, so we'll see how it goes. I really like that shade for my skin tone at the moment. 190 is a nice one, and it's layering beautifully on top of the Bright Fix. I feel like that looks really nice. There's a subtle glow running through it. It's not accentuating anything. We'll see how it sinks into my skin as time goes on today. as I'm blending it, I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Now for powder, I honestly didn't know that they had a loose setting powder. I don't know, I never saw it before. And they also have this blotting powder, which I believe is just going to slide right into my purse when we're done with this video. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to try the blotting powder on this side of my face and the setting powder on this one, and whatever one I like better, I'll apply to my forehead and my chin. By the way, this is the mini size and I got the shade Butter once again. I honestly had no idea that this existed. I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about it. I've never seen it until I saw it on Sephora. So I'm going to take a little bit on this Moda blush brush and I'm going to put it on this side. For this side of my face, taking this brush, this is a Royal and Langnickel Balm 125 brush. I'm going to try this one, the blotting one. Already I see that I like the blotting one a lot better. I feel like it just did a really great job at cutting the shine and blurring without kind of accentuating anything. I see my pores being a little bit more accentuated on this side. I'm just going to set my face with this one. Now for bronzer, I have some cream options and some powdered ones. They also have the match sticks. I don't have any of the contour or bronzing shades. I only have a highlighting shade, but they do have quite a variety to choose from. I really love the cream and powder version. They sent over some new shades, which is fun in the cream ones. They sent over Butter Biscuit, which is this one right here, and Amber, which is a cool toned contour one. I used to go in with number 3, which was Macchiato. This is the one I already had in my collection, but I kind of feel like trying out Butter Biscuit today for like a little bit of definition. Might be fun. I just want to try out a different shade. And they also offer, of course, the powder version. I only have this shade into Sun, and as you can tell, it's very well loved. I love using this in the winter time. I feel like it suits my skin tone really well around then, but it's a little bit too light for my tan right now. And the brush I'm going to be using is this one here. This is a Sephora Airbrush Precision Foundation Brush. This one is sadly discontinued, but I'll link the one that is very similar from Sephora collection. Here we go, Butter Biscuit. Okay, everything is butter today. Everything is butter. Ooh, I feel like that's nice for something very subtle. Medium subtle. Still there, but barely. This is another product that I'm excited to revisit. I feel like I have so many bronzers that I've been trying out that this one has been getting a little neglected in my collection. So excited to see how this compares to all the other creams I've been using. I like how sheer this one is. I feel like it's just really easy and simple to blend out. I really like that for today. I did get some micro needling done, so I have a few little areas that are a bit drier, but I feel like that looks really good today. Nice and hydrating, but not sticky. It just feels so nice and lightweight. I feel like this is another banger from Fenty. Now for highlighter, I do feel a little bit nervous about this because I have had a few of the matchsticks in my collection as time went on, and I never was really a fan of them. I found them to be a little bit too dry, but we'll give it a shot. This is the matchstick in the shade Starstruck. Right off the bat, I remember I ordered such weird shades. I feel like that's a common theme with a few of the launches. I first purchased the neon orange one, and I really did not like that. And I bought the weird orange lipstick. Same with the cream blush like this. She comes out with really interesting looking oranges, but they always make me look jaundiced. It's not a good time. So I'm melting it with my fingertip, then I'm pressing it into my skin. I feel like I'll get the best results that way. I'm not a huge fan of stick products. I feel like they always are a bit too waxy or dry for my liking, but this is applying pretty good. I'm not a super fan of the color, I will say. It's a little bit icy and pink. I thought this one was going to be a bit more champagne, but that's okay. Honestly, from afar, it looks good, but up close, I'm not a fan of it. I feel like there's little pieces of glitter kind of suspended everywhere, and it just looks like more texture on top of my texture, if that makes sense. So it looks good from afar, like in the camera, it looks really, really nice and glowy and flattering, honestly. I see the flecks of glitter in my mirror from over here, and it looks super texture enhancing. Yeah, so still not a fan of the glowy matchsticks. Not for me. So now for blush, I'm going to be using one of the cream blushes. And this is another case of, I don't know if it's because the shades I bought were weird or if I didn't really love the formula, but I did get rid of all of the shades that I initially purchased. I bought that really vibrant orange one and the super vibrant red one, which both shades I never really wore, but they sent over a few shades that I do see myself wearing, specifically this one, and I think I'm gonna be using this one if I'm gonna be honest, Rose Latte. This one looks beautiful. But I also was sent Crush on Cupid, which is this vibrant pink. This one, which is softer. This is the shade Petal Poppin'. I believe this is one of the most popular shades. And finally this one, Bikini Martini, which is crazy. So pink, such a cool tone pink. I'll swatch them all quickly. We have Crush on Cupid on top, then Petal Poppin', then Bikini Martini, and finally Rose Latte, which is the one I'll be using today. It looks like a color right up my alley. So I'm gonna be using my Smith 115 to apply. And I'm going to tap off the excess on the back of my hand so I don't go in with too much. And I'm going to apply it kind of on top of the highlighter to take away from it and to give the appearance of really high cheekbones. That's a cute color. I for sure should have initially purchased this color. I honestly feel like this is going to make it into my blush rotation. Such a cute color. I think I went a little bit overboard, so I'm just gonna go over it with my sponge to take it down a little smidge. So aside from the highlighter, I have to say I'm loving everything right now. By now, I feel like everything has settled and it's looking fantastic. But now I'm going to do my brows off camera. I'm actually not a super fan of the brow products that they offer right now. I haven't tried the brow wax, but for the brow pencil, I did finish an entire one in the past, and I did really like the pencil side, although it did feel like any other round pencil, very similar to like the Benefit Precisely My Brow or the Anastasia Brow Wiz. It's very similar to those, but on the other side, there was a weird little brush and I didn't find that it was very effective for my brow routine. I prefer a spoolie on the other side of a brow pencil, so that's the only reason why I don't really like that one. I feel like a spoolie is a lot quicker and more effective. As a side note, I will be using the Kosas brow products today. So now I'm going to prime my eyelids with possibly my favorite product out of their entire range, and it's kind of a boring one. It's the Pro Filter Eye Primer. This is hands down my all-time favorite eye base. This one is so amazing if you have oily eyelids. It's the waxiest that I've tried. It creates such a perfect barrier and my eyeshadow never creases when I use this. I've had this for so long. This is still my first bottle. I think I got this like 2 years ago. I should probably open up my backup I have, but it's still kicking, still smells the same, still applies the same, so I'm gonna use it. I actually was curious, and when I was applying my brows, I pulled up my first Fenty Beauty purchase, and it was on September 21st, 2017, and I purchased the matchsticks in the shade Chili Mango. That's the weird orange one. I got the Kilowatt Freestyle highlighter in the shade Metal Moon, and I also purchased, of course, Fenty Glow Gloss Bomb. And I believe I went through 4 of the original gloss bombs. I'm just going to be going in with this eyeliner. From what I see from the website and from what I've heard here and there, I think they're trying to phase out the snap shadows, and I don't believe they carry any of their past eyeshadow palettes anymore, which is okay because I honestly never really loved the snap shadows. They were just okay. Like, they worked all right, but they weren't the best. But I've never tried one of their eyeliner pencils. I've tried the liquid one before. But I have this fun color here. I ordered this for this video. It's this like army green color. It's in the shade Bank Tank. Actually, before I apply the eyeliner, I'm actually going to take some of the powder bronzer in the shade Into Sun, and I'm going to throw that into my crease just to define my eyes a bit. And I'm also going to take that under the eye right here while I'm at it. Okay, I have high hopes for this color because I feel like it'll look really nice with my eye color. We'll see. So I'm first going to take the pencil directly, and I'm going to start down here to get the correct angle, and I'm going to trace a little eyeliner This honestly feels a little bit dry and a little tuggy, but that color is amazing. I hope this works out. I really do. Now I'm taking my Smith 205 brush and I'm just working off the pencil, just picking some product up. I always go cross-eyed when I do this on camera. This is a very dry formula. It's not immediately a favorite. It's a little patchy and dry. You don't get a lot of work time. I don't know if it's just this one color, since I've never tried like the classic black version or brown, but this specific green color is a little tricky. I'm taking this Melt 96 brush just to finish off the inner portion. I'm just going to take some concealer on this brush. This is a ColourPop E4. You can use anything with a sharp edge like this. I'm just gonna go along the edges and I'm trying to remove these little bits. I'm just defining it to make it look sharper. I'm just going to copy it on this side and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's the eyeliner on both eyes. I love the color, I just don't like the formula. It was really difficult to work with. Now I'm going to be applying the mascara, and this is the full frontal mascara. I remember the effect being really nice, but it took a bit of time to get there because there's a specific technique that you need to use. I'll show you the wand. So when you flip it on this side, it's really wide and fluffy, and then when you flip it to its side, it's very thin. So you first apply it with the flat side to pile on the mascara to your lashes, and then you flip it to the thin side and you kind of work the product through. The effect of this mascara is honestly pretty nice. I feel like it just is very time consuming to get it to a point that fits what I like. And I feel like I have a lot of other mascaras in my collection that get this kind of look within a minute instead of 2 to 3. I think it's a good formula, it just is a bit more time consuming. So I feel like if this was in my collection, I wouldn't reach for it that much since I have other ones that do the job a lot quicker, so I can get this show on the road. Now it's time to move on to lips. So for lips, they have quite a few options. I'll list a couple that I have personally here. I have the Stunna lip paint in the shade Uncensored. This is my all-time favorite red lipstick, and I don't mind wearing a liquid lip red. I feel like they stay put really well, and this is just the most gorgeous true red color. I've repurchased this a couple of times. Here's a little baby swatch of it. It's just such a perfect blue red. They have the original formula in the gloss bombs. They have quite a few colors now. Fenty Glow was the original, and then they expanded a bit. They also came out with the gloss bomb creams. I find these ones to be a bit tricky. I find that they settle into my fine lip lines quite a bit. So I do prefer the original formula compared to this one. And their most recent launch is this one, and I purchased this one this week. This is the Gloss Bomb Heat in the shade Hot Cherry. So this is a lip luminizer and plumper, which none of the other ones have the plumping aspect. I'm surprised that they don't have any lip liners. I thought they had some, but I think I imagined it. Maybe I got it confused with these eyeliners. I quickly swatched it just to see what lip liner would suit it, and it's a lot more pink than I was expecting. I thought it was just going to be like a true red, similar to the Tower 28 gloss in the shade Spicy. I pulled it out because I wanted to see how it compared. This is one of my favorite red glosses, so I'll swatch it next to it. This is what I was expecting from the Fenty one, if I'm going to be honest. This is the Tower 28 one. I feel like this is a lot more heat vibes. I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to line my lips with the Pat McGrath lip liner in the shade Buff. And finally, last product I'm using today, Fenty Heat Gloss Bomb. It's a lot more sheer than I was expecting, honestly. I'm not mad at it though. I feel like this is a cute color. I will say that I don't think a lot of people are going to like the scent. It has the classic kind of lip plumper smell that smells kind of like cigars. So I hope it kind of dissipates, but it's a little bit pungent. I think the color is really nice though. I was expecting this to be a lot more red. It's a lot more pinky peachy, even in the areas where I didn't line my lips, like in the center there. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to give myself 5 minutes just to chill here to see any plumping action. I already feel the tingles. It's a little spicy. I feel the heat. So I'm just gonna let this do its thing, and I'll see you in 5. Okay, it's been a little bit more than 5 minutes. It's probably been around 15, and I didn't notice any dramatic plumping, but good news, the scent did dissipate and the stinging stopped. It was very, very mild. I think the color is really cute. I do see myself using this summer. I think it's a really soft color. I think it's flattering. But in that short time away, something's already developing. The mascara on my lower lashes is already transferring onto my concealer. So I definitely should have used my M Cosmetics mascara today. So I'm gonna have to continue touching that up. So now I'd like to go through and give you my top favorites out of the brand. Number 1, for sure, the Eavesdrops. I just adore this product. I feel like it looks so good and it wears so beautifully on my more oily skin type. It's just very reliable. I know it's going to look good all the time. Highly recommend. One of my favorite skin tints for sure. Some more of my favorites are the bronzers, cream and powder. Really recommend them. Either formula is phenomenal. I feel like I've used both of them a ton on my channel. They're just some of my classics in my collection. Of course, I have to recommend the eye primer. This is probably my most used product out of the bunch. I really recommend this, especially if you have oily eyelids and that's something you struggle with. The original Gloss Bomb formula, I think, still remains my favorite out of all the other variations. Just the glow within it, the sheerness, the formula, it's just all phenomenal. I love it to bits. I do feel like I'm going to use this one a ton, but still nothing can beat my love for the original version. And my last favorite out of the lineup is the Bright Fix. If what I described earlier kind of appeals to you, I think you would really enjoy this product. But if you're someone who likes a one and done kind of fuller coverage concealer, definitely pass on this thing. But I personally find this product to be very unique and it fills a spot in my collection. And now I just wanted to cover a few things that I could go without. Definitely the mascara. I feel like I have other ones that I would reach for more often. For sure, the Glow Matchsticks, just not a fan. Too glittery, too dry, just I don't vibe with it. And sadly, this eyeliner. I had so much hope for this one, but sadly it was a fail for me today. Too dry, too hard to work with, crumbly, tightening feeling on the eye. It's just not a great formula, sadly. And there's a few things here that I find that are just fine. First being the cream blush. I really love the shade range. Just speaking about formula itself, I don't find them to be quite unique. I feel like these are quite comparable to a lot of cream blushes that are out on the market. But if there is a specific shade in this range that you are drawn to, I don't think you'd be disappointed. They're really great, they're easy to use, they're just not the most unique formula. With that being said, I still really like this product. I will for sure keep it around, but it's not like a mind-blowing formula or anything like that. For the loose powder, I could take it or leave it. It doesn't really stand out to me. I don't think I'll reach for this guy over my other favorite powders. It's a fine powder, but I don't think it's going to knock out any of my other favorite powders. Now for the blotting one. I just feel a little bit unsure about this one at this time. I feel like I need to test this one out a few more times before making a final decision, and that's how I feel with the concealer as well. I'd like to see this on its own, and I'd like to see how it wears on top of the Bright Fix a little bit longer. So I'll make sure to test that out this month. But that wraps up my full face of Fenty Beauty. I think all in all, the face of makeup I have on right now looks beautiful. I think everything played really well together. The colors complement each other as well. I had a blast filming this video today. But with that being said, that is all from me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you did, please give this video a like. It would help me out so very much. I'll make sure to link all of these products in the description down below as always, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.